equals dB timer. So we reset the timer, and then we're saying if speed x is greater than 0, then speed x minus minus, and that's that. Like I said, we solely decrease speed instead of taking it all down at once, and exactly the same happens for dB right key. So if dB right key equals 0, what we do is we check if walking right equals true, right equals true, and speed x, and we reduce the speed just the same way. Okay, so speed timer equals dB timer, and then we do say at the end, we say after this check, we say if speed x equals 0, then you're no longer walking right. So walking right equals false, and same applies to walking left. Walking left equals false. Okay, that seems alright to me. And then what we do is we say, now in case the player decides to press both keys at the same time to stop some weird thing from happening, so we're saying if dB right key and dB left key, so if he's pressing both the keys at the same time, right, we say walking right equals false, and the same applies to walking left. Because if he presses both keys instead of going on one of the random sides, then we leave it and he just stands still. So then we say if dB shift key, now shift key is our key to sprint, dB shift key. Once, if we eventually do a menu, then maybe we can add our own controls in. We could do that, that's not a problem. If you guys like. So it'd be like custom controls so the user can choose. I mean, that seems a bit difficult, but I think it can be done. The user can choose which controls do what and so on from the main menu, and then all we need to do is reassign variables from what I can tell, and that should work quite well. So then you go if dB right key or, make sure, see if I've got that there. No, I do not have that. Or dB left key So if dB right key or dB left key, we say if the user is then touching the ground. So what we're doing here is we're saying if he's at least at 4, because if he's not at least at 4 sprint, we don't want to speed. I mean, we don't want to increase his speed because we want to make it look like he reached a certain point. Then we're going to increase the speed. So you can do plus or plus equals 1, up to you. That doesn't matter. Speed X. Sorry, I keep putting speed for some reason. And then what we do is we go if dB shift key. Now else, if dB shift key isn't pressed, we got to move speed down if it's at a shift speed. So if he's sprinting and he releases the shift key, we want to slow him down. Then we want to say speed X minus equals 1. Yeah, we'll do a bit of both. So reduce speed, and then we're saying here if speed X is at any point greater than 6, speed X equals 6. So this is to stop Mario from going at 500 miles an hour. We just provide a limit so he doesn't go over that. Speed X is greater than 6, speed X equals 6. That seems fair to me. And all we got to do now our physics should be working, right? We should be able to move around the map and so on. But let's just do a quick build to get any errors out. So only a small error here. That's great. Speed X, where is that? Yeah, beautiful. You could at least underline it or do some stupid thing like that. Can't say. It's ridiculous. Actually, that's right. Is that right? One error still, and that is once again speed X. And where might I find that? There it is. Gotcha. So yeah, here we go. So we've got this now, and now the next step to do is find movement. We've got a few things commented. We've got to declare phi movement now, so we can access our phi and movement phi. Just call it phi for physics. it knows the class, and you type the thing right. So that seems about fair enough. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go create a method here called character. Now the reason why I did character on my initial one, I did Mario, but the reason why I did character is so in case you guys want to do later on a if you want to do from your own game, so you don't have to change a load of code that says Mario. So I don't think other than the name of the sprite, there isn't anything else called Mario, I don't think. So character physics, and then we come here and go void character physics, open and close that. And all the reason why we're doing this is so we don't have a ton of methods down there. Okay, so what we do here is find movement, character physics. Yeah, so we've got character physics, and want to just define those at the top, and those are going to be phi dot. And now if you wrote that properly, you'll get everything right. So first thing we're going to put in there is control character. Next thing, phi dot gravity, so we can apply gravity on the main loop. Phi dot static player collisions, so static player collisions, open and close. Phi dot AI player collisions, and that will be with Goombas and so on. And then phi dot player jump, and that is our physics side done. So in theory, right, when we run this, it should work. So I believe this is actually something we should do is do our character events as well. So to make sure so that our animations show as well, character events, and we do those, and we write void character events. And sorry, I'll take a quick break there. So we're going to do our character events so we can display our animations and so on. So what we do here then is my events dot, oh, that's a problem. Did we declare my events at some point? My events? We did not. So let's just declare this. What was I supposed to declare this? Yeah, so we're supposed to declare this. My events. Did I define where I was supposed to declare that? My events. I did not declare where it's supposed to go. I believe it is. My events, character events, miscellaneous. That is going to go in my events. That is going to go in. That can't go in character events. Where the frick does that go? Variables, map handling, animations. Where the fuck does that? Events. My events. Oh, totally sorry guys. It's character events. I can't believe I screwed that up. So it's character events dot character events. So character events object enemies dot h. So it's my events. Did I declare that? If we go on enemies dot h, it should be here. I did declare it. So my events dot. Now the reason why it's doing isn't doing this is probably because there's void character events event. Just gonna put a little thing before this because we've already got something called character events. My events. Not there you go. See, that was the problem there, guys. We had that name being used twice, and the compiler didn't like that, or at least the IntelliSense didn't like that. So my events dot things that we got to declare here are player animations. That's the one of them. My events. So just copy that, so we don't have to keep doing this. My events dot TikTok, and that ticks our clock key. Handle death dot handle damage dot end level, and 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, and that should be right. So all we need to do is run this here. So we're going to call that it, and hopefully that should be all we need to run those. Character physics and character events. So let's just try and run that, see if I got any errors. And that is not happening. Why is that not happening? It's a good question. So error number 2 can be found here pretty much. So if we go if level over, so as you can see here, this is the right one, my old design. So level over equals 1, touching right level over equals 2. Do you place sound S level clear? And then what I did wrong is I skipped something. Instead of doing this here, this should be on if end game equals true, then we put this here. That's where that text belongs. So if use scan code is greater than 1. That's fine. And then we say here we say so walking right equals true. And now also this should not affect our sprite problem in any way. So I still got to find that one, but this is just another issue. X plus speed x x plus speed x divided by 2, and then we're going to say end game equals true. I'm going to set the text size at 30, so db set text size 30. Alright, just continue looking for errors and I'll let you know. Okay guys, so if you can tell, I went to the future by a few hours. Basically there was quite a number of problems with the code we did. There wasn't problems per se, it was more of just a lot of mistakes I think there's at least 10 or more mistakes that I did along the process of writing this. Now there weren't mistakes that caused compiler errors, because those would be easy to fix. There were mistakes that basically affected the logic of the program. So what we're going to do now is, in case you made those mistakes with me, we're going to go through every one of those mistakes as quick as possible and fix them one by one. I'm going to tell you what I did wrong, and then if you've got that wrong as well, fix it to what I'm telling you to have. So this kind of happens when you're trying to rush out classes, and when it's a lot of code, especially this one. This is bound to happen. There was much I could do. Maybe I could have paid more attention, but I didn't. So basically I wrote mistake a lot around here, so we're just going to look for the word mistake. So first on here on map handling, feel free to pause this because I'm going to try and be as quick as possible. So pause it if you have to make sure you get the right mistake fixed. So right here, EPL, the left piranha plant, what I forgot to do is add this in. Alright, so make sure you have this in, right? Map the array and then the plus symbol, so like this. This is what you have to have. Before we had just this. Make sure you have this before it or you're going to have problems. Alright, so I'm going to delete this. That's one mistake fixed. The next mistake, just going to look for another one. Mistake. So mistake number 2. So here, actually the first mistake here, exactly the same thing. So we did this on both plants, so make sure you fix on both plants. Right, make sure you have map, the array, and then plus piranhaplants.plantAnim, not just piranhaplants.anim by itself. Mistake number 2 I did here, basically this was up here somewhere. So if you look on your example, you probably have that inside the timer, right? So if I do this, that's outside the timer. So put it just outside the timer, these two lines, the db paste image and db paste sprite. The reason why we did that, well, obviously it was a mistake, but what was happening is it was only displaying the animation every X milliseconds, making it look a bit freezy, like laggy and stuff. So we fixed that one, so make sure you get rid of that one as well if you had it. I'm sure some of these you won't have. So another one was we had here, I mean this wouldn't really affect the program by much, but it would just be a performance hit. So here we have max animations and found right element. What we had before was just max animations. We forgot to add the found right element equals false. So make sure you add that up, please. Another one here was this. This was a very problematic. The only reason I couldn't see this was because on my solution on the example it was like miles ahead and I had a huge comment there, so I couldn't really see we had to have these in. So what these do is they make sure you select the right image. So make sure the thing selected here, the special animation, is exactly the same as the tile stored within an imzi.x and an imzi.y. So make sure you put that in. So these two statements here, so put those in. Look for another one. So here's another one. We used to have Mario spawned equals false here, so make sure you have Mario spawned equals